to commit, be okay when somebody else is.
Not ready to commit, be okay when somebody else is. Because one of the most painful things to hit the heart of a man or the heart of a woman is to be told by an individual, I love you, I want you, you're so beautiful, but I'm not willing to commit to you. Without commitment, trust remains incarcerated. And commitment is the transportation method that takes a relationship from surface to depth. Yeah, but we're so close, we're just so cool, and we've been making love. So you think they're gonna be committed to you because y'all having sex? Sex might be the honey, but it's not the glue. Stop trying to force things on people. Stop trying to get approval outside of your designer, meaning God. We compromise and neutralize our standards when we're trying to force an uncommitted person to be committed. You're not giving me your commitment. You're giving me your interest. When you're committed, you'll make adjustments. When you're interested, you'll make excuses. Committed to prayer, you make the adjustment and get up early. Committed to a workout plan to lose weight or put on weight for muscle, whatever it may be, you'll make the adjustments. I'm talking about the rare quality now of faithfulness. Faithfulness is the constant choice to remain. I'm not speaking about something toxic or unhealthy. Faithfulness is an unwavering commitment, for better or for worse. Faithfulness, it is to make the resolve to remain even after the desire to remain has left.
All right. If you're not ready to commit, be okay with somebody else is. I'm going to start with you, Precious. What are your thoughts about that, man?
I agree. I mean, I think that people should be honest about not being ready to commit. And I think that's part of knowing who you are. But like we have been speaking about, a lot of people will tell you who you are too. And there are some people that you should listen to, and there are some people that you shouldn't listen to. So if you're not ready to commit, you do have to be okay when that somebody is ready to commit, because you were only going to harm them anyway. You're going to do more harm than good. So we also talked about the people coming in your life for a reason, season, and a lifetime. And maybe you were a reason person, or maybe you were a season person. But you weren't ready to commit. And so now you got to move out the way. Now you might have to do some things where you have to look within and say, okay, what's going on, and why can't I do this? Why can't I go ahead and go from that surface level to that depth level, like he was talking about in the video? And some people are only surface people. Some people are just they only seek their own level because they're not ready to go deep. But you got to go deep with yourself first before you can go deep with anybody else. Like I said, you're only going to harm them if you pretend like you want to go deep and you're not ready for it.
All right, I'm going to go to you, Nola Ro. You're not ready to commit, be okay when somebody else is.
Yeah, I agree with that statement as well. But I think we all know that people will do whatever they have to do to get what they want, even if it means fake committing. It's just a fabric in the culture. It's just something that people do. And of course, I don't agree with it, but that's just the way things are. I also think that it's okay that, if you're not ready in that moment, to not be okay with the other person who's ready to commit. It might not just be your time, but I've seen this as well, where people tell each other, I've told people, like, I'm really into you, this is amazing, but this is just not the right timing. There's certain things that are not in place that would make this a healthy and fruitful relationship, and you have to move on to do whatever it is that you wanted to do instead. But if somebody else is ready to commit, you're not going to feel good, and I think that's okay. It's human.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, man. And not the enemy. What are your thoughts? If you're not ready to commit, be okay when somebody else is.
Again, I think I agree with, not think, I know I agree with that statement as well too. Um, I just wanted to add. I really don't have that much to add because everybody else done said what they. Everybody else says the what makes sense. But I just want to add a little bit that yeah, that's the reason why more men and women just need to be straight up. Like, you know, not even that, not even just saying you're not ready for a relationship, but just tell them what you want from them. Oh, I just want to sleep with you. Oh, I just want your kids snacks on the refrigerator. Oh, I just want a ride to work. Oh, I just want to lay in your bed. I don't got no place to stay. Like, just be straight up. Like, and then, yeah, that person might not agree. Oh yeah, I'll let you sleep in my bed because you don't have nowhere to stay. Oh yeah, I'll let you eat my kids snacks because you're hungry. Well, some people are gonna decline, but at least you were straightforward. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we got to respect the hustle. Like, whatever you need, let somebody say yes or no, and then that will kind of narrow, that will kind of take away from the percentages of people that are angry. They're done with relationships. They're angry because they gave they all and they didn't get their all in return. So yeah, I agree.
All right, go ahead, Miss Taken. Then we go to Hank.
I actually agree with everything in regards to you're not ready to commit, but be okay when somebody else is. But I also think that there's a level of responsibility on both ends, which is the honesty of it. I think a lot of times, depending on who's the person that's not ready for the commitment, needs to be honest about saying, I'm not ready for the commitment, but I'm enjoying this level of whatever it is that we have, and I'm not looking to take it any further. And the other person has to be honest with themselves about whether or not they can deal with being in a situationship like that if they truly want the commitment. I think a lot of times, I can only speak from a woman's perspective viewpoint when it comes to this specific thing, is that a woman a lot of times thinks that she's going to be able to change the man's mind by, if I do this a little more, if I make adjustments in this, if I, toot it up like this, if I, like, we're trying to convince ourselves that the longer we stay, the more that we give, then eventually he will change his mind and see my value and worth and be ready to commit to me in the way that I want him to. And um and that just, I'll say, rarely ever happens. And then we're upset, and we've created the trauma in our own lives when somebody was honest enough to let us know that this isn't what they want. We need to be strong enough, or anybody in that situation needs to understand that the longer I stay, the less likely I'm delaying getting what I want. So, okay, I appreciate your honesty. Thank you. And then be ready to walk away. The other flip side to that is that sometimes, depending on, again, which side of the coin you're on, if the man or the woman is the one that wants the doesn't want the commitment, that they are not necessarily honest about that, and their actions kind of leave the other person wondering or in limbo, like, I don't want the relationship, but yet I'm doing everything that a person could internalize as relationship stuff. So I think both people need to be more honest about what it is they're looking for. It is still on the other person to read, are they getting the results that they say that they want? And if in their mind they're thinking that they're in a relationship, and they may not be. But I think if both people are honest about what it is that they're looking for and move in that way, that we can save a lot of trauma that occurs on either side, where men aren't trusting women and then the women aren't trusting the men because everybody's not really moving in honesty. So that's my take on it.